Henceforth I dub thee Bardock the Homeless. Hey guys, DB Right here, and today we are back with What If Bardock Saved His Crew? What started out as pretty much a straightforward what if, Bardock, thanks to himself being included in the battle on Planet Meat, he was able to more or less proved to be a big difference maker, and basically this ensured not only his own survival on Planet Meat, but his crew as well, as they went back to Planet Vegeta, managed to get a decent amount of warning about Frieza's eventual arrival and his intent to destroy the planet. And since Bardock had his whole crew with him to vouch for him, it didn't sound like it was coming from, a crazy person. Frieza is coming! Frieza is coming! And, thanks to this, Bardock was able to unify the Saiyans to mount a defense against Frieza, which, whether or not it would have actually succeeded is irrelevant, because this gave King Vegeta the opportunity to get behind Frieza and assassinate him. And well, thanks to Bardock pretty much mounting the Saiyans' defense and getting them all unified against their common enemy, what is the reward and thanks they get from their King Vegeta? Attempted arrest and attempted execution. Luckily, Bardock and his crew managed to escape. Bardock and his crew escape and flee the planet. Bardock can only think of one place to go, and that is where he sent little Kakarot, planet Earth. Bardock and his crew are heading for planet Earth. Same coordinates where Bardock shipped his son. And he vows, this is not over. One day he will be back, and King Vegeta will pay for his cowardice. Now, meanwhile, back on Planet Vegeta, rumors about Bardock being arrested, possibly executed, or banished, have definitely begun to spread like wildfire. And King Vegeta basically just confirmed some nonsense about, I banished him, he tried to kill me. Of course, a load of bull, and only about 30% of the Saiyans are buying King Vegeta's story. The rest know that the real hero that saved their race was Bardock, and they know Bardock isn't the type of coward to just try and assassinate someone, even the king. And right now, the biggest reason why 70% of the Saiyans aren't buying King Vegeta's story is the faith that Gine has in her husband. She is protesting those claims, showing a side of herself that we haven't really seen before in her. A side of Gine that genuinely is a fighter and will stick up for what is right. And, well, this treatment of her husband and his crew is definitely wrong, and Gine will tell anyone who's willing to listen. Which, essentially has now made her basically a target for the royal guards who are intending on arresting her. Which, don't worry guys, her finding a place to hide and shield herself is no big problem, because like I said, a good 70% of the Saiyan population, especially those who are actually there the day Frieza fell, were definitely kind enough to keep her hidden, as she keeps broadcasting to the Saiyan community this wrongful treatment, and basically, yes, King Vegeta does see this as a bit of a threat, and well, now 3 other Saiyan pods have arrived home. This would be, of course, Prince Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz. Raditz. He's the son of Bardock, if I'm not mistaken. And his weakling of a wife, Gine. Then you ought to seize him immediately. Throw him into the dungeon. And well, yeah, basically, on arrival, Raditz is arrested on sight and taken away, and Prince Vegeta and Nappa cannot make heads and tails of this. Guard! You will tell me what's going on immediately! Why are you taking my subordinate? His father is a traitor, so is his mother. This makes him guilty of treason. By order of your father, he is to be taken to the dungeon and questioned. But that's ridiculous. He's been with us the whole time. He's not guilty of any treason. Well, I'm sorry, sir. I have my orders. And so, like that, Raditz is taken away, and Vegeta and Nappa just can't believe this. And, well, it becomes a bit more clearer once they start hearing, Gine's, broadcasts, which is immediately cut off by a message from the king, informing, basically just a public way of informing Gine that, they have a son. And unless she comes forward, they will execute him. And Vegeta and Nappa cannot believe the cowardice of the king. After talking to a bunch of the locals, who basically were afraid to talk to the prince, because, well, you know, he's the son of this king who's acting like a complete dictator at the moment. But Vegeta assures him he just wants to get to the bottom of this. And, well, his cowardice, the king's cowardice, Vegeta can't believe this. And, well, this is where things seem to get from bad to worse for the Saiyans. And, I mean, the entire race here, because now King Cold has come to the planet. He is in orbit now. He wants to know what has happened to his son, Frieza. He has come demanding answers, and they are immediately shooting and firing amongst the populace. And we got Saiyans running and screaming, grabbing children out of the street trying to take cover. You gotta remember, this is a complete surprise attack. And, well, Gine sees this as a possible opportunity to rescue her son amongst this confusion. And, well, before she can even get to the palace, she's basically caught by Nappa and the prince. And you can imagine that Gine at this point is thinking, oh no, I failed on lunch meat. After all, she's heard rumours of King Vegeta's cruelty and assumes the prince is exactly the same. And, you know, you got Nappa, who is commander of the entire Saiyan army. So, but they assure her that they know what she's up to. You know what, Gine? You actually have some guts to do this. And we're going to help you bust Raditz out. Yes. She couldn't believe her ears. The son of the king is committing treason. Now, as for King Vegeta during this madness, the only thing he can really do is do his best to keep trying to hail King Cold and try and get a ceasefire happening here, while mutual meetings, that sort of thing, and King Vegeta can try to talk his way out of this. If he can. And, well, it takes a while, and King Cold, basically, you can just see him sort of sitting on his chair on his personal transport, just sort of like he's signaling, just give it a minute more, just a few more casualties, and then we'll talk. So, needless to say, King Cold does agree to a ceasefire, and does agree to meet with King Vegeta, who instantly is pretty much throwing Bardock and his crew out of the bunch. Oh, we've gotten rid of the rogue elements. We banished them. You mean they ran off on you? You mean they escaped, right, King Vegeta? It seems you're as incompetent as ever. And I think if my son was beaten so easily by a bunch of low-class Saiyans, well then, I guess he wasn't the superior being I thought he was. But still, they will pay, and if I find out you had anything to do with it, so will you. Yes, King Cold is not stupid. Now, he has chosen to accept King Vegeta's story for the time being, but he's not overly convinced that this ragtag of rebellion Saiyans acted alone, or were possibly able to do this on their own. So, in the meantime, they've got King Vegeta and King Cold trying to get information out of Raditz. Now, Raditz does know where Kakarot is being held, but of course, he has no information on where Bardock could have possibly gone. Now, he's figured, more than likely, he's gone to Earth, most likely track down Kakarot, either start a new life there, or he'll come back here for his revenge someday. And Raditz, even though he's more cautious by nature, thanks to his mother's influence, the one thing he will not do, and this is something Bardock drilled into his head since day one, you do not betray the family. So Raditz is actually keeping brave, and, well, King Vegeta wants his guards pretty much to torture it out of it, torture the information out of Raditz, but King Cold pretty much puts a halt to that. Really, King? You're really gonna torture a child? How barbaric are you? But make no mistake, Raditz, you will tell us the truth, sooner or later. Especially when we find your mother. Under King Cold's orders, there is a Saiyan-wide manhunt for Gine. And, well, now pretty much everyone's out of the palace. Everyone's looking for her. Except for the ones who are trying to shield her, of course. This gives the Prince Nappa and their new friend Gine the perfect chance to bust out Raditz. With very minimal security, Vegeta, Nappa, and Gine are easily able to fight their way into the dungeon and free Raditz no problem. And, yeah, there's a couple of, dead Frieza Force soldiers from the fight. And, what surprised Nappa and Vegeta that even though Gine has a weak power level of 500, she was still able to fight and get the upper hand on a decent number of Frieza Force soldiers. So, Obviously, the Frieza 4 soldiers were severely weak, but still. As far as Nappa understood, Gine didn't have a violent bone in her body, but I guess she's a Saiyan after all. This according to the rumors Nappa had heard about her. And well, with Raditz now on the loose, Gine, Nappa, Vegeta and Raditz, much like Bardock and the others, steal some space pods and flee the planet, and Gine tells them exactly where they are heading for. They are going to head for planet Earth, where Bardock is on his way to now, and Kakarot, their youngest son, is already there. After that, they can work out what is going to happen. This whole thing, this King Vegeta, King Cold mess, Prince Vegeta, as far as this is concerned, this is his father's problem. And that when the smoke is cleared and that is all done and dusted, King Vegeta will answer for his crimes against the Saiyans. And one way or the other, there will be a new ruler. That is Vegeta's promise. Now, there may be those of you who might be thinking, DB Ride, Vegeta would not stick his neck out for Raditz like that. Yeah, you may be right, but you've got to remember, this is still early days. This would have more than likely been Raditz's first mission with the Prince. So the Prince wouldn't know him that long, and you probably also would have think he would have more than likely sided with his father on this instance. Yes and no. Now, if the charges were actually valid, then yes, but the fact was, Raditz had committed no treason, and according to what he's heard from the majority of his people, King Vegeta's actions are acts of cowardice, which is something that Prince Vegeta very much opposes. We've seen that in the original with Dragon Ball Z. He's always going, "I'll never do anything cowardly, or that cowardly." So, the way Prince Vegeta sees this, and with the way he was raised too, his father has betrayed everything that they supposedly stood for, what the Saiyan race stood for. So, in this case, yes, he is more than likely to take the side of the good guys in this case. And I think this is actually a pretty good spot to leave things for the time being. So, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And please enjoy the rest of the content. And, of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section if you have any thoughts about the story. Anyways, I will see you guys again next time. And, yeah, you all have a good one. Catch you later.